Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Flight Podcast. My name is Jacob Shanker.
And I'm Andrew Thomas.
Shut up and sit down.
The NBA season starts on Tuesday, and since we already discussed our top 10 teams for the upcoming season, we're going to move on to the best players. But while planning for our list, me and Jay realized that we had the exact same list.
Yep.
So we present to you the Flight Podcast's top 10 NBA players list. Starting off at number 10, we got Luka Doncic. Jacob, why is Luka Doncic in the top 10?
I mean, if you don't have him in the top 10, or even, just having him at the spot, I feel like is a right position. I feel like he has potential to go even higher. That's the thing, because he has so much potential to be a top 5, potentially even top 3 player. And this year, next year, next 3 years, he is so unbelievable in the way that he is able to just dominate on the court and make his teammates better all the time. He is an excellent all-around player, as he almost had a 30-point triple-double last year as an average in a regular season, which is just crazy. He is one of the best duos with him and Porzingis. He has just been lights out the entire season. He's been so much fun to watch. And then you go on to the playoffs and they play the Clippers, right? And you think that it's going to be a easy sweep for the Clippers, or even just an easy series in general for the Clippers. But no, you got game one, and Luka was just giving them the works the entire series, with and without Porzingis. They got that win with Porzingis, and then with the comeback. He is just an excellent player, and he has so many things going for him.
Yeah, Luka's phenomenal. And stats for Luka, he had 31 points per game. Well, this is for their playoff series. 31 points a game, 9 assists, 10 rebounds, 65% from the free throw line, but we're not going to talk about that.
Nope.
36% from the three-point line, and he shot 50% on 21 shots attempted a game. That is beyond belief insane.
Crazy. He's crazy.
Not on top of that, he had that ridiculous game winner. He had 2 40-point games, and he had a near 40-point game in game 6.
He has so many things going, and I honestly think, which is I think a big hot take, and if he can continue to progress and be consistent, he could potentially be better than Giannis in 5 years. I really think so. I mean, unless Giannis can pick it up in the playoffs, Luka can.
I think Giannis's defense for me puts him over the edge.
The one thing that puts me that has me a little hesitant about putting Giannis as the clear number 1 in the next 5 years is his playoffs. Right? He has not been that great in the playoffs in the past few years when he's been in his clear prime, right? Since his first All-Star appearance in 2017, he's been great regular season, but the playoffs he's been inconsistent, and he needs to really work on that. So I mean, I'm going to be watching for both of them to see who's going to be the top dog.
Yep, it's going to be great.
Our number 9 guy, we got Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets. So why do we choose him?
Because he's a beast. The Nuggets went from the 9th seed for 2 straight years to the 2nd seed, I think, for 2 straight years as well. The Nuggets have been ridiculous, and that's mainly because of Jokic. And Jokic steps up his game a lot. He goes up by 5+ points and more shots attempted a game in the playoffs. He's been ridiculous in the playoffs. Not only that, Jamal Murray is also helping him out. He averages 25 points. Well, this is for this playoffs. 25 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and he has 1 block and a steal, even though we know Jokic isn't great on defense, and he's highly efficient, shooting 50, 40, and 83. Jokic has been he's without a doubt the best center in the playoffs, not the best center in the league. He can do everything besides play defense and dunk.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a traditional big man, right? You know that you have the traditional big man like Shaq, Kareem, where you have them being that big defensive, big scoring machine, right? Obviously, Jokic can score. We know he can score, but he's not a big defensive guy, like you said. He is just a great all-around guy that can pretty much do everything, and he elevates not only his game but his teammates' game, and he's creating a franchise in the Denver Nuggets once again. Right? We're looking at another star player for the Denver Nuggets. The last player we've seen like this was Carmelo Anthony,
Yep.
right? So he has a lot, just like Luka. He has a lot going for him. He's young. I think he needs to work on getting a bit faster maybe and working on that defense, but he has a
Oh
lot.
yeah, but don't forget he also did slim down.
It did, which is a good thing.
Yep. And they lost in 5 games against the Lakers, but if Anthony Davis had not hit that ridiculous game winner and Plumlee had not choked, the Nuggets would have lost in probably 6 games and they would have had a chance to go to 7. But the Nuggets were ridiculous. The Nuggets were so good this playoffs.
They
Not only
really
that,
were.
Jokic came back from 2 3-1 leads.
Mhm.
That is borderline ridiculous.
He was able to. I mean, obviously, he had the help of Jamal Murray on
Yeah.
his side, but he was the number one guy on that team when they needed him the most, and he was there to do it. That's the one thing for Giannis for me, right? When they need him the most in the playoffs, he's not there,
Well,
right?
don't forget, before he got injured in that game, I think he had like 19 points. He was like 7 of 8.
Yes, he was
That
really
was ridiculous. I
but
think he would have had at least 50 that game if
even
he.
just they lost one game to the Magic. I mean, I know it's only one game, but that's still one game, right?
Also, Nikola Vucevic is very underrated.
I know, yeah, I
I
know
think
he's
he
very
averaged what? He averaged like what, 27, I think? I'm not sure. He averaged a lot of points and he was great.
yeah, he's great, but I mean, come on, this is Giannis, okay?
Yeah.
I don't care about Nikola Vucevic. I mean, Jokic, it was great in the regular season and even better in the playoffs. That's what, for me, separates good from great. And Giannis right now, obviously, he's just great in the regular season, but he can be so
He's good in the playoffs.
he's good. That's it, though.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Obviously he's still top 10 player in the playoffs, but
yeah.
at number 8 on our list, Mr. James Harden. And I know you guys are probably wondering why he's this low on our list, but Jacob, I think you know why. I know why. You should know why,
Absolutely.
but and especially you guys right there through the camera, you should definitely know this. James Harden is probably the player that is regular season and playoff good, but he is not a great leader. He elevated his defense, but he's not that great. He's not a great leader. And with his style of play, I don't think he'll be able to win an NBA championship.
I agree. I 100% agree. I think James Harden, the player that he is, I still think that he is a top 5 shooting guard of all time, but he will never win an NBA championship. And
Unless he's a veteran and he goes to a good team.
yeah, I mean, there's that possibility, but that
He
can
won't be a championship. He won't win a
he won't
championship
be
if
a
he's the
top
best
player.
player.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, it's okay. Before we get into, I want to get into why he's the reason he is. He's still one of the greatest scorers of all time, in my opinion. He's still an unbelievable scorer. He's for being a shooting guard. He's great at rebounding. He's great at passing. His defense has gotten better, right? And he's excellent in the regular season. But you get to the playoffs, not nearly as good as he is, right? He's a bit inconsistent. He's a bit I don't want to say a little sluggish. I feel at times because he's just chucking up shots, but that's what he does in regular season as well. He's not a consistent shooter. People say he's one of the best shooters in the league. I don't think so. He just had his step back. Okay, it's great, but you see it only on the highlight reels. In reality, he's taking so many of those shots, and a
Yeah,
lot
he
of
takes
them
more
are
than 10 3-pointers a game.
yeah, a lot of
That's
them are not.
unhealthy.
Yeah, a lot of them are not going in. So you can't say that he's one of the best 3-point shooters. Steph Curry is because he makes most of his shots. James Harden
But
doesn't.
also Steph is different because he can shoot from anywhere.
Exactly, but that's why he's the best
Steph
shooter.
the greatest shooter of all time. Can't compare James to Steph.
No, I know, but some people are, which is crazy, right?
Oh, yeah.
But the other thing is, Lee, like you said, he is a terrible teammate. I've like realized this over time because I thought this year it was Russ, but I'm thinking to myself, it
Oh,
can't be Russ.
oh,
It can
thank goodness you changed your mind on that.
Yeah, it can't. You know why? Because when he was with Chris Paul was phenomenal. And they lost multiple times because of James Harden. James Harden was never able to pull through, and they were not able to succeed this year with Russ and James Harden because of James Harden. I remember going into the season, Russ and Harden had a great relationship, and they were really excited to play together. And now look at what happened. They have beef,
No, they don't have beef.
but
That's crap.
it's gotten worse. It's
Well,
gotten worse.
they don't have beef, but
They don't have beef, but the
Obviously they didn't want to play with each other, but they're still good friends.
Yeah, but still, like, it shows that James
No
Harden
beef.
has
No beef.
got to be
Yeah.
better.
No one wants to play with James Harden.
No one wants to play with James Harden. That's why when they were talking about like trades, like there's no team where he can go to where he can succeed. Not one.
The Knicks.
The Knicks. Yeah. He'll go from the 15th seed to the 14th seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for our next player, for number 7, we got Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat. So why Jimmy?
Because he got his team to the NBA Finals. He beat the Bucks. He dismantled the Celtics, and he swept the Pacers. And the Pacers are a good defensive team, obviously. And when you go 6 games with King James, that's pretty ridiculous.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Jimmy Butler, he averaged more assists than LeBron James off the top of my head. I know that. Jimmy led his team to 6 games. 6 games with King James, obviously, as I said before. The Heat transformed into an NBA Finals contender because of Jimmy Butler. Also, he's been ridiculous. And for some people to not even have him in the top 10, which I've seen, ESPN didn't have him in the top 10. That's absolutely ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
He led his team to the finals. The Heat are a good team, but Jimmy is the reason they got to the finals. They'd be a second round exit without him.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy Butler, like you said, he is an excellent player. I feel like he's very underrated for what he is.
Yeah.
But, okay, first off, the Heat is an absolutely perfect team for him. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect fit.
You have everything that you want in a team. You have shooters, big man, scorers, passers, everything. You have absolutely everything, and you have players that are determined to win, which I think is something that Jimmy Butler really wanted to, right? To find in teammates. And let's look at the past couple
when
of
he
years.
charged his teammates $20 for a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah, I mean, looking back at some of the teams that he's played with, right? The Timberwolves, they were a playoff team when he was there, and then when he left, they were trash, right? Yep. And then when he went to the 76ers, they were a great team. They were a title.
They almost beat Kawhi and the Raptors.
They almost beat Kawhi and the Raptors. It got down to the shot. And next year when he left, they were trash. They lost in the first round, got swept.
Yeah, but also Ben Simmons wasn't there.
I know, yeah. Also, but still, they would not have won that. They would not have
no way.
Yeah.
They would have beaten the Celtics if Jimmy was there.
Absolutely.
Jimmy's just that good. And Jason Tatum is overrated, in my opinion. He's good, but he's overrated.
He's good, but I think he's still very good, though.
Yeah, but he's overrated.
Yeah. But yeah, Jimmy is going to continue to show his reign and show why he's an excellent player and could potentially be one of the best players on the Heat franchise.
Yep. And we'll see that this season where Jimmy is going to be a good all-around player. Yep. Also, Jimmy's defense is phenomenal too.
Yes.
Speaking of defense, all defensive first team, Mr. Anthony Davis is at number 6. Anthony Davis has been absolutely ridiculous. And he could have had Finals MVP over LeBron, which tells you something. AD is phenomenal at everything. I don't think he has a flaw. In my opinion, there's no flaw to his game.
No,
he's good at everything.
No, he is the best. I mean, if you put him at the center, he's the best big man in the league.
Well, he's not a center; he's a power forward.
I know, but he plays that power forward center. He's one of the best big men.
Power forward.
Okay, still, he's one of the best in the league. He's a top 3 defensive player. He's a top 3 player, in my opinion, for big scoring big man, right? And I mean, he can do it all, like you said. I mean, my opinion,
I don't think he has a single flaw.
Nope. And for my early prediction, I think he could win Defensive Player of the Year.
Possibly.
He very much so has that chance, right? Because I think with Giannis, Drew Holiday is going to take a little bit of that shine with the defensive end because Drew Holiday is going to be able to hit Giannis.
Drew Holiday, speaking right now, one of the most underrated players of the past 5 years.
Absolutely. He's going to help pick off that defensive, the defensive guard that the Bucks really needed.
Yeah.
Well, they had Eric Bledsoe as well, but Drew Holiday is even better.
Drew Holiday can guard any point guard in the league.
Yeah, he can guard
He's 6'4".
anything from point guard to small forward.
Yeah, anything. Like not Jimmy. Oh my goodness, Jamal is ridiculous.
He really is. But back to AD, he has been able to change everything. He's incredible. He's a shooting big man. That's the one thing. He can shoot threes. Like you were saying, the game-winning three he hit on the Nuggets. I mean,
that was clutch.
He was
obviously it was kind of open because Plumlee is terrible.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good by him. But still,
yeah.
He got it up and it was great. So for number 5, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr.
The greatest shooter of all time,
Steph Curry. So why we pick Curry?
He's the greatest shooter of all time. And without Clay, he's going to go on a tear. I'm thinking about it now. There's obviously a massive chance he can do better than Giannis and Kawhi. I don't think he'll be better than KD or LeBron.
No.
Steph Curry is an underrated MVP player for this season.
Absolutely.
I think that he's not going to get a first seed. He'll definitely probably not have home court advantage for the entire playoffs. I think he'll be probably a 5 to 6 seed.
Yeah.
But Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. He's so good on offense, and there's nothing you can do to stop him at points. Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right about all of that. I think for me, it's going to be, I think he's definitely has a chance to win the MVP again. I think it's going to be between Luka, him, and Giannis again. I mean, Giannis could potentially win it.
Yeah, I don't think the media is going to give it to Giannis because they like variety. And even if Giannis should win it, they're probably not going to give it to him because they're stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be mostly between Luka and Steph. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I mean, yeah, he's nuts. He's one of the best offensive players. Not even just of all. I mean, right now and of all time, he's the greatest shooter of all time. He's extremely clutch. He's great in the playoffs and in the regular season.
Well, he isn't really clutch, but he's ridiculous.
He's still pretty clutch.
Okay, but look at 2016 in the finals.
Okay, not 2016.
Steph Curry is still ridiculous, but he is also extremely lucky.
Yes, he is. He is very lucky. I mean, he was blessed with having the Splash Bros, and then getting KD,
and also when K Love and Kyrie got injured in 2015, and LeBron was stuck on his own.
Oh yeah. But but even without that, he's still a great player, and he helps not even just him being loyal to the Warriors. He has such a huge impact on everybody. He's fantastic.
And let us not forget, with Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, Steph Curry won 73 games and lost 9.
Yeah.
And when he was playing, he won 73 of his games, and I think he lost 7. I think they lost 2 games without him when he wasn't playing or something like that.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It was crazy.
But at number 4, the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks. He signed his new contract.
Yep.
And we have another really bad contract we're going to get to right after our list.
Oh yeah.
But Giannis also is probably like AD, and he has no flaw besides his 3-point shot, probably.
Yes. And playoff consistency, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not going to get into it a lot because I know I was talking about it a lot throughout the playoffs, but just over the last few years, the Bucks, since Giannis's first MVP season 2 years ago, the Bucks have been championship contenders, yet they have not been able to make it. And I mean, I know Giannis was injured last year in the last playoffs for a bit, but still, I mean,
he still did go down 3-0.
Yeah, but they got to pick it up a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but for number 3, who for me, he's gone down on my list. I had him at number 2, and after last playoffs, he's gone down. Kawhi Leonard at number 3. I still think he's a phenomenal player.
I think he's the best perimeter defender we've seen.
I think he's the best two-way player in the league.
Yep.
He's the best defender in the 2010s by far.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Better than Draymond Green.
Oh my God, of course. I don't know why people think it's Draymond Green. And he is an excellent player, but then I mean, just these last playoffs is something that is moving him down for me.
Obviously, he had one of the best postseasons ever the year before that with the Raptors, but
Yeah, it was a
choked in Game 7. And it wasn't his
complete.
fault they lost the 3-1 lead, but it's his fault they lost Game 7.
Yeah, they could have very much so won that Game 7. They
Yeah.
could have very much so won the entire thing. I mean, I know everybody they knew it was going to be either Lakers or Clippers, and I mean they knew that they were both going to meet in the Western
I
Conference
had the
Final.
Clippers, but
I know.
The Clippers were built to beat the Lakers. They weren't built to beat the other teams, though.
I mean, that's the thing, though. If you're going to be the best team, you have to be able to beat every team.
They're a LeBron killing team.
But LeBron has beat the team, and LeBron has beat every team in the league.
Well, yeah, but don't forget LeBron shot 5 for 19 against Kawhi. Whenever Kawhi and LeBron play against each other, Kawhi wins.
No, they were 2-2 when they played. They played 4 times this season, and they were 2-2.
Okay, but did LeBron have a good game in every single one? No.
No, but did Kawhi? No.
Yeah, he had a good game every time.
Not every single time. But
every
still.
time he did. Every time he did. He was consistent every time against LeBron.
He was good, but not every single time he was great.
Yes, every single time he was.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna argue with that, but we can at least still agree that Kawhi is still third.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what's gonna happen with the Clippers this year. Everything is up in the air. But still, I don't think they're championship contenders anymore for me. I mean, no, sorry, they're not. They're not gonna make the championship at all.
Thank goodness you said never mind. Thank goodness you said never mind. The fact that you gave me a heart attack when you said they weren't championship contenders.
No, they're not. Not that they're not championship contenders. I just don't think they're going to make it.
No, I don't think they'll make it either.
No,
Paul George has proven that he's not good enough to be a second best player on a championship team.
I mean, I think it's obviously going to be Lakers out of the West. I mean, and then it'll probably be Nets. But out of the East, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Heat again.
I wouldn't be surprised either, but something major would have to happen with Kevin Durant, because if KD doesn't make the finals, there's definitely something that happened.
That's true. I mean, there's a lot that's going to be going around.
Especially the fact that he's in the East.
Yeah.
He's going to have a breeze.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy. All these players when LeBron was in the East, they moved to the West. When now LeBron's in the West, and now they want to move to the East.
Okay, but LeBron was also in the East for the majority of his career.
Yeah, I know. Exactly, but it's just kind of funny. But for our number 2,
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
The greatest scorer. The third greatest scorer of all time, in my opinion, right behind Kobe and MJ, for me.
I'd agree with that. I don't put him at first. I don't know why people do.
No, he's not better than MJ.
No, he's not better than MJ. He's not better.
Arguably Kobe, but Kobe is too much of a scoring machine, and stats prove that Kobe's a better scorer.
No, yeah, Kobe was there when. I mean, obviously KD could be there when you needed him most, but Kobe can just even excel even better.
Yeah, Kobe.
What was it? 64 points in 3 quarters.
Yep, 81 points in a game.
81 points in a game. I mean, think about it like this, which I didn't realize. KD's highest points he's ever had, 55.
Well, yeah, but he's not like Kobe, where Kobe took so many shots. KD doesn't take so many shots like Kobe. He takes shots, but not like Kobe.
But still, if you're going to be the greatest scorer, you need to actually be able to be a top scorer.
But he is a top scorer.
No, like, I mean, have a top, like, high scorer. Like, there's a lot of players that have a better.
Kevin Durant scored 32 points per game in a season one time when Russell Westbrook wasn't there.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, he needs, like, in order for him to be better than Kobe on the scoring list, he needs to be able to do things that Kobe and MJ did.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Right? So
if he comes back from this Achilles injury, then that would be ridiculous. But
I
think he does, because KD is the type of player where if he has an Achilles injury, it won't affect him that much.
We'll see.
You don't lose your shot. You lose athleticism.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but I still think he's going to be phenomenal next year, no matter what. Pending he doesn't get injured, or none of these players get injured. But I still think he'll be great in a scoring machine.
Definitely. Number 1, we have LeBron James. I don't have him that much higher than Kevin Durant. I think I have him by this much. But
I'm not gonna.
LeBron is the best player in the world. No,
Absolutely.
LeBron is not that much better than KD.
Not that much better, but a little more than this.
No, this.
Okay.
Maybe this.
Yeah, I mean, you said it yourself before, right? You said how the one thing that KD has over LeBron is scoring. And for me, and I know I've said it time and time again with you, when I choose, I'd rather have a player that can do everything well. And I know that KD can also do everything well, but besides scoring, LeBron is better in everything.
Does KD have a kryptonite?
Yeah.
Snakes?
Yeah, snakes. Yeah, snakes could get him.
What's his kryptonite?
Honestly, maybe Kawhi.
It's not Kawhi. Remember when he dropped 51 points on Kawhi Leonard?
That's true. But remember
LeBron 5 for 19 against Kawhi. LeBron has a kryptonite. KD does not have a kryptonite.
That was also one game.
Or also remember when KD outperformed LeBron in 2017?
Okay, but back to my thing, okay? LeBron is still better overall. It's not even just by this. It's probably by this.
No, it's not. It's by this. You are being LeBron biased. You always are LeBron biased. Just like you were hating on the Bears and the last podcast, and the Bears won. They won.
You know what? Because Kirk Cousins sucks. That's why. He was sucked. And he has so many opportunities. He kept missing it to Justin Jefferson.
No, you're not going to acknowledge the fact that the Bears had a good game?
No, I'm not.
Okay, because you're a Bears hater.
I am a Bears hater.
Just like you're a KD hater and you're LeBron biased.
I'm not a KD hater, but I might be a LeBron biased. But still.
I'm very LeBron biased, dog.
Still, you cannot.
They are not that much away. They're this much.
But why?
Huh?
Is it only the fact that
KD's a better scorer, KD's a better rim protector?
That's it. LeBron's a better rebounder, passer, better teammate.
Okay, no. LeBron's a better. I hate it when people say that rebounding is so impactful because it's not. You're literally grabbing the ball off the defensive board. KD gets more offensive rebounds. Offensive rebounds are the ones that give you more possessions.
Yeah, but who has more?
What's their uncontested defensive rebound percentage? LeBron gets a ton of uncontested defensive rebounds. Uncontested. KD gets a ton of contested ones.
Okay, but all right, even taking out rebounds, still better in everything else.
Yeah, KD is still good in everything else. He's very good in everything else. KD turned into a phenomenal perimeter defender.
So was LeBron.
Okay. LeBron can't shoot free throws.
Okay, you got me there. He can't shoot. I can't argue with that.
Okay.
But the last thing that we wanted to talk about today is the god-awful contract that the Utah Jazz gave to
one of the worst contracts in NBA history by far.
I don't know. He thought that he's worth a supermax. He is not worth a supermax. He got $205 million for 5 years.
That's $41 million a year for Rudy Gobert. That's more than LeBron. That's more than Steph. That's more than James Harden. He's one of the highest paid players in the NBA.
He's not even the best center.
He's top 5. That's it.
Yeah, barely. You can.
Jazz are so dumb.
You can maybe argue he's third in centers, but that's it. He's not top 2. Embiid and Jokic are better.
Yeah, exactly.
It just does not make sense. And I mean, I don't
know what they're doing.
I get giving the money to Donovan Mitchell, but not Rudy Gobert. He is not worth that much money.
Nope.
Well, that's all for today, everyone.
Feel free to comment down below what your thoughts are on our list.
Tune into the next episode on Friday. See you guys next time.